for that.
Alright.
Alright, now we got high wire, dude. So the
So
high
then-
wire...
Yeah,
Alright.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're ready for some Drakengard 3 with Aloyark and Alice. Please, take it away.
So I'm aloyark. You can see that I'm doing things right now. I'm setting up because it took me a minute. Just making sure I have something for later in the run. So that was actually important what I just did there, going into that level. But either way, I'm joined by Alice, who is going to be my commentator. If you want to introduce yourself, you can do that now.
Hello, I'm Interner Alice. I spearrun this game as well. I write guides for it. So yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much to talk about right at the beginning. So we'll just go right into it where you know, just the run. The stuff is happening. We wanna get to the good stuff. So, time will start right when I hit yes. So I'll give a countdown, 3, and on go. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Actually forgot to open live split, so I will have no idea what pace I'm on, which is probably better for me mentally. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We are gonna be playing on New Game Plus. Is the main category of the game. The reason for that is because movement in general is so much better. It has a lot more freedom. So it's based a lot in your movement and the way you attack and other stuff. Right now we are in prologue, so we don't have all those benefits since we get a set tier. But yeah, right now we permastun this enemy and then we are gonna be doing something called Intoner Teleport. The game has a mechanic where you can power up yourself called Intoner Mode. And this mode has one thing that you can teleport to enemies with your heavy attack. So it's gonna be really useful on New Game Plus because we will be using an outfit that allows us to have not a permanent Intoner mode, but it will refill each time you use it. So we will be able to use this a lot and cover very long distances with it.
Yeah. Like that teleport that I just did, you have a very small window to jump after teleporting towards the guys by the shields, to teleport to the guys way in the back. It's really nice that I got it, because it sucks when you... It just feels bad when you get it. It doesn't actually lose that much time or anything, but...
Yeah, that one is actually a pretty tight teleport. So yeah, right now, the story of the game is you are Zero and you gotta go and kill your 5 sisters. So right now you are fighting with all of them. This is probably one of the most annoying parts of the run. As you can see, they are all around you.
I'm not lock on to this one. That's not even the one I want to lock on to. Whatever.
It's okay. It doesn't matter the order you damage them. They will be taking, talking and showing the dialogues and stuff. But it's not required to do them in order. In fact, sometimes if you meet the threshold that you need for them to disappear, you can just go to the next one or whichever you have close to you.
Oh my god, can I move,
to gain
please?
some time.
The pillars also get rid of your lock on, and oh my god, this is probably the worst I've ever done this.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine right now. This
They're all
is
here.
you can't really lose too much time in here as you need to wait for them to stop talking. But if you don't make them all
definitely losing
disappear,
time.
yeah, it's okay.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
Yeah, they can be
3
really
will not go
annoying.
away.
They're not very nice right now. Usually this doesn't happen.
Yeah, it really isn't this bad usually. No one's talking. You should
Yeah,
never
that's
hear
the
one
deal.
talk.
Yeah, normally you will make them all disappear before 5 stops talking. And that's when you can kinda skip the one dialogue.
See, this is why I didn't have my timer up. It's a strategic advantage.
Drakengard games seem cool. They are very cool.
Because Gabriel's hitbox is pretty awkward, we're gonna be doing a bunch of... Oh man, that sucks. We're gonna be doing a bunch of like light attacks in the air, like this, because his hitbox higher up is much easier to hit. Oh, he's not actually...
Yeah, so there's something
taking damage
interesting
visually.
about this enemy, if you saw it earlier. So we have something that we call lock-on fix. We will be using the lock-on for the teleports in internal mode because it uses that same thing. And there's one thing that we wanna, before running, you wanna go to that Gabriel fight, dragon fight, to fix your lock-on because the game will automatically lock on Gabriel and it will change the way your lock-on reacts in the game. Like it will change the way it works.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's very important that you get it because the normal way it works without it, Zero will teleport to enemies around her. It doesn't matter where your camera is. It will instead... Sorry, once you get it, you will... Oh, I think there... Oh, is my audio?
Ooh, it might be the plugin. Sometimes there are issues with my PC with the audio plugin. I can't really fix that, sorry. It'll go away eventually. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, sorry. I kind of ended mid explanation. So yeah, when you have the lock-on fix, your teleports will go to the enemies that are in your range of vision in your camera. So it will avoid anything that's around you as long as it's not in your range of vision. So this will give us a lot of control over our movement that we really want. And there are a couple teleports that are not possible if you don't have them because just you have enemies all around you, but you want to go exclusively to the one that's farther away.
Yeah, like the one in Prologue, specifically. Like, that's
Yeah,
a really good
exactly.
example. I was kind of focused, so I wasn't really able to hear everything you said, but did you mention that, you actually can teleport further because of lock-on being better?
Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, so you can do that as well.
Let's go.
With lock-on, we can select an enemy as well, and that way we can also look to teleport further away, even if you have more enemies in front of you. We will do that a couple times during the run. And yeah.
No, I'm doing the cool
I know.
thing. I messed it up the first time, but I wanted to get it actually so I could show it off. Yeah, so you could see
Yeah.
throughout that level, I actually did weird things like against the wall, like I kind of rammed my camera into it. And that's actually the same reason that I zoomed there, like underneath the waves. Because your camera has collision and it pushes you. And we can use that to go faster. And we actually use it in the walking section like you saw earlier, as well as right there with Sheng. Found out that if you kind of like are in that weird weapon swap state. If you are what is it? If you're in an attack and then you weapon swap, you're in a different kind of weapon swap. You kind of like float there or whatever. And you can actually use that to like go across ceilings. We'll be seeing that a few times later on in the run as well.
Yeah, there are a couple other things as well. Basically in this game we still haven't found any sort of clip at the moment.
Please.
Oh my god.
I ran out of stamina, so that was really scary. You can't weapon swap if you're out of stamina to like stop yourself or whatever. Which, by the way, we haven't talked about weapon swap for a lot of the things that I'm doing.
I was gonna talk about it just now. So what we do is jumping on the walls. There are like invisible walls that you can jump on, and that's pretty much what we do all the time whenever we go out of bounds. There's something very useful for this called weapon swap. Weapon swap allows us to basically stop Zero wherever she is for a brief moment, and then we can reselect a weapon and do certain actions again. Not all of them, but heavy attacks and stuff like that, which we use to gain high. We still haven't seen it yet because there's a glitch regarding weapon swap as well that we are gonna see now.
Actually,
It
yeah.
gives us a lot of height. It's incredibly useful. But yeah.
I have to focus because there's something I need to do. That
Yeah.
was very important. If I didn't do that, then I would have lost a lot of time. No.
So
Okay, I'm good.
this right now, what you're gonna see is weapon swap glitch, which transfers one weapon attack set to another weapon while keeping the damage of the second weapon. This is very useful because in this case we are doing spear to sword, which allows us to get that height because the heavy attack in the air of the spear gives an increased boost higher up.
This
It's
goes
kind of
out.
like having 3 jumps, which by the way we only have 1 jump in this game. And that's what will allow us to jump over walls a lot in this game. But yeah, some of the benefits of New Game Plus, know that it's basically like the basics of the game shown. We will have the red outfit that will allow us to have just internal mode in general. We will have all weapons unlocked, which gives us weapon swap from the start of the game, because otherwise you won't. You will unlock the weapons as long as you keep playing the game. We will also have just more HP and something very important called stamina, that it's gonna be just
A lot better. Stamina.
Yeah.
The stamina in New Game sucks. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's very stinky.
It really is, yeah.
So right there, we actually skipped like a phase by hitting Vanuel earlier. There's like this whole thing that happens. We don't care about any of that. We just hit him like right away, and it just works.
Yeah, normally you have to wait for him to attack you with some water attack, but what we do is just wait for him to leave the water and attack right away. And that was 5. That's the first sister we go for, and now we are gonna go to the second land.
Fun fact, if you were paying attention, you could see that there was a skip in every single level in Chapter 1.
Yeah. That's another difference with New Game. Since we don't have any weapon unlocked other than the sword, we don't have weapon swap on Chapter 1, so we cannot really do the skips because we need it for the height. Do you want to talk about movement? Since I don't think we talk about that, and it's a very important part of this
Yes.
game.
Yeah. So you can actually see as I'm going around corners, that's a new thing that I found, like, yesterday. So, you can, like, heavy to go around a corner like that. I actually have to wait here. Went too fast. And it'll let you, like, pivot around. I'm just gonna call it pivoting. The movement that I'm actually doing in between the pivoting is, light dashing. So you just light attack, or you dash, and then you can light attack so that you can dash again. Because you can't just chain dashes without it being, like, extremely slow.
Oh my god,
But
I'm a little scared.
the light attack actually lets you refresh that dash. And we're gonna be doing more movement that will allow us to, what is it? That'll allow us to refresh our dash faster. Or let us just use it, I guess. Because it's not like it's refreshing, technically.
Yeah. So as you can see, the servers in here has its AI not active. That's because we are skipping a lot of triggers in this
Yeah.
specific skip. Normally what will happen, the Cerberus will spawn in the middle of the map, and you will need to attack him until it has half its HP, and then it will appear again. But in this case, we go straight to the end, and the Cerberus will still spawn with all his HP, but with the AI not activated. So we can just go ahead, kill him, and we will finish the verse in there.
Yeah, you skip actually most of the level. That's
Yeah,
the
that's-
theme of the skips, usually. Usually just skip most of what's happening.
Yeah. So more internal teleports right now. You can see in there that allow selected enemies further back with the camera, and that way he can teleport further away as well.
Let's go, I got it.
Oh, let's go! So, something interesting about Intermal, with this
Please get up.
outfit, Intermal will always replenish, but if you let it deactivate because you don't have any more Intermal, it will wait for like a second to replenish again. But if you enter a room with a cutscene or a loading, as your internal is active, then it will replenish instantly.
Yeah, it kind of like rewards you for going fast.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, right now,
Please.
one of the main movements of the game is light dashing. As the name says, what we are doing is light attack, cancelled by a dash, cancelled by a light attack. This way we can move without consuming stamina, which again, for this game, it's very useful. Before we used to use weapon swap glitch, and that will give us spear dashing, but the thing with spear dashing is that it's very stiff. You don't really have that much control. You will have to go like in a direct line. But that's not the case with light dashing. We will need the sword we use, all the weapons we use on the run are specifically chosen because it allows us to have specific movesets that otherwise we won't. This is spear dashing, for example.
Just thought of something that I could do here. So this is not something that I normally do, but... Oh, never mind, it doesn't matter. I was gonna try and push
yeah.
myself with the camera over there. Instead of taking the most direct line, which isn't always the best thing.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
But yeah, right now I'll jump to the right so he can teleport to those enemies. Otherwise, you can't teleport if Zero and an enemy have a wall between them. So you always wanna be sure that you are going straight to the enemy and there's no obstacles around. But yeah.
I kind of messed up
something good
stamina
about-
there. Okay.
Something nice about light dashing as well is that it allows us to move around while our stamina it's on 0. And it will refill while you are moving. So it's a very important move.
I actually had to wait there because it's faster to wait because you don't wait, dialogue plays and you have to wait even longer.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of dialogue cancels in this game that you do wanna pay attention to. Otherwise it's like small time losses. But there are some really big dialogue skips as well later on. We will see one that will see more than a minute and a half.
Yeah. One thing you actually can see me doing is I'm activating the circles that call Mikhail. Not because I actually want Mikhail's help or anything. Sometimes I do, but it's very rare that I actually want that in New Game Plus. The reason why I'm doing it is because there's a small cutscene that plays. And it gives you health for like not using Mikhail. It's like, oh, it rewards you for playing well without the help of Mikhail. But that takes longer, so we just do it when there's a little bit of downtime and we can. Sometimes we actually don't want to because it's slower to do it. Like the cutscene doesn't outweigh the movement that you would have to do.
Yeah, so now this is one of the first levels where we are with derailed Mikhail mission. Basically, Mikhail movement is you can fly and manage the altitude of him. Basically, they are shmups. They are not that long, except a couple ones. But yeah, something regarding the outfit, it won't refill in normal if we are playing as Mikhail. But Zero can transfer it to Mikhail if you play as her first.
Which is why I was
Right there.
killing the enemies throughout the level. So I could have just stopped when I got the goal or whatever, or the objective, whatever it's called. But I actually kept killing enemies to get in toner mode because, like Alice said, we don't start with intoner mode if we're on Mikhail, even with the red outfit.
Yeah. Another thing, you can see the start menu going really fast. That's because we are spamming X and start, and since those two inputs are good to use for the mission clear, you can combine them, and if you press them in a good rhythm, it will make the menu go way faster than normal.
Oh yeah, it's like a lot faster. right here. So at the beginning of this, there's gonna be a cutscene that I have to skip or whatever. But there is also a wall right next to me, and we know walls are great because walls make us zoom. So you can see me
Yeah.
literally cramming the camera like behind Zero to make her go faster. So normally,
Again, because
Dito, you'll have to hear Zero talking, but we can actually go so fast that we don't even hear Zero at all. We only hear Dito. You were gonna
yeah,
say?
that's usually when you know you are going really fast in that part. Something else about just movement in general. Normally the game tells you to like use spear to deal with enemies with a shield, but you can just jump over them with this sword. If you jump on the right angle. And this is like the intro to spirits.
They're one of the worst enemies in the game.
Yeah. So the bad thing about spirits is that they have a very, very long iframe.
She's not joking when she says that. It's like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Where you
3
just
to
cannot
4
hit 'em.
seconds. Yeah, and they are very annoying. They are very quick. And if you let them go to another enemy, then they will have iframes again and again and again.
Yeah, it's a never-ending
Luckily,
cycle.
for that part, we don't need it. But there will be a level where it does require you to kill the spirits as well. Normally, they are not that big to deal with. They are, if you do things right, they will be pretty controllable. But if not, then they can mess you up really quick.
We are on to Mount Whatever. This is one of the harder skips in the game. We won't be seeing it because this one actually is one of the exceptions where it doesn't skip the entire level. It only skips one fight. Because if you skip the entire level, triggers don't work.
Yeah,
You actually can
quite-
skip the entire level, like you're able to do the movement to do it. Oh my god, please.
Yeah, so we are gonna be skipping a good portion of movement as well. Because Mount Whatever is basically a tower in a spiral. So what we are gonna do is just skip a lot of that spiral movement to go straight to the higher level, basically, and skip in a boss fight with it as well.
No.
As you can see here, the spirits, Alo is killing them with light attacks instead of the normal heavy combo we use with Internal. That's because killing spirits with heavy, it's usually not recommended because again,
No.
oh no!
I haven't done that in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a
That's
long
fine.
time.
Doesn't really matter.
But yeah, there are some platforming as well in this level that we will see later on. So here is where weapon swap can be really useful if by any chance you mess up something in platforming, because it can save
doing?
you a lot.
I just did the wrong thing.
So this floor is very thin, and you actually want to be really careful with your camera position, because the same way the camera having collision
Just playing
can
it safe.
help us to move faster, it can also throw us and make us fall. And
Oh
make
my
us
god, I
repeat
almost fell.
the whole level. Yeah, exactly. That's one good example of how weapon swap can save you.
Oh my god. I really didn't think I was gonna make that.
That one was very close.
If I fall there, I have to start the platforming over. Oh man, I did that
Yeah.
wrong. Whatever.
It has was a void out, so I will put you at the start of the platforming section and make you do it again. But something that we didn't explain of skips yet. Auto phones are really scary in this game. You don't wanna fail them. Because if you fail and fall, you gotta restart the whole level again. Because there's not a void out or something like that. Zero will just fall until the game crashes. So as soon as you know you fail, you wanna quit the level and restart it.
Yeah, basically what she's saying is I'm absolutely terrified while I do these skips.
Oh yeah, he makes it look easy, but they are very scary to do. There are a couple ones that are a lot better. It's not like all of the phones are like that. They are like one or two, or more so like 1.5, that are pretty nice with this. But the rest of them, they are all very scary. And now we have a shmup. So there will be a skip later on. We are preparing for it. We don't need to kill all the enemies in this map to be able to speed up another part of this map that it wasn't possible before. So we will need encounter mode. So we are gonna feel it during this. But there's some free time if there's
Anything you want to read out? Now is your chance.
Unfortunately, we have no donations, but we do have several incentives
Ooh.
for future runs. Currently, Garlip's bonus speed run, An American Tale is in the lead. For Metal Gear Survive, Female is winning. For Star Trek Deep Space Nine category, Worf is currently winning. Left 4 Dead, it's a tie. Chaos Theory Costume Choice, it's a tie.
Oh, wow.
11th Hour, Robin is currently winning. And for Liminar Ranger, True Ending is currently winning. So if you wish to upset the balance or change anything, please feel free to donate towards your choice.
Yeah, donate. Get those incentives up. Give money. Obviously, if you can afford it.
But yeah, right now this is one of the railed Mikhail. There are two different versions of shmups. One where you actually have control of Mikhail and you can fly around like if it was a ground level. And then you have these ones where Mikhail is on a rail and you can just move around and just keep going with the shmup. Something interesting about Mikhail as well with this sort of level. Normally if you lock on enemies, you will get less encounter mode than if you shoot them normally. In this case, it doesn't really matter that much because the shmup is long enough for us to get enough encounter mode. So you can just auto-lock on a couple and it's fine. But there will be later levels where you do wanna use the manual shooting rather than the auto-lock on because otherwise you won't make enough encounter mode in time.
Yeah, like specifically one of the later shmups, like later. You really want to do that because it's super important to get in toner as early as possible.
Yeah. Where's Gran? Gran is very close actually.
Yeah, we haven't seen Grun yet, but he'll be here soon. Woohoo! Yeah, we're almost done with this part, and then we will see Grun.
But yeah, so the skip that we are gonna do now, or more so like the speed up, the game will put the final boss for this chapter. It will have some cores that you have to destroy, and during them there will be dialogues as well. But something about Intolerable with Mikhail is that he does an AoE explosion all around him when he activates Intolerable. So what we are gonna do is hurt the cores before we are even able to shoot them to stop the dialogue from happening and go straight to the next core like this.
3. I always did it on the wrong one in practice, so I gotta make sure. But
Yeah, we don't
do it
do
on the right
it on
one.
the second one because the dialogue is pretty short. So we keep the Intolerable for the third one. And yeah, the game will just cut the dialogue. It won't even really care about ending it. And in here we do wanna try to destroy the cannons as soon as we can, so we can get Intolerable again, because as I say, Mikhail doesn't get the benefits from the red outfit. This way we gain a lot of time by destroying the cannons that way.
Yeah, that saves a lot of time. Oopsie. Yeah, this not very interesting. I just kind of shoot it.
Yeah. That's 4. So now we can go to the next chapter and look for the next sister. There will be some interesting teleports coming up later on, but right now we have the hardest skip of the game at the moment. That's actually in the run.
Yeah, there is technically one that's harder.
Yeah, there's technically one that's harder, and you only lose 8 seconds if you do it perfectly. So, yeah, you don't want to do that one.
And smashing. I don't know if that's coming through or not. I don't think it is. But yeah, we're gonna be doing this skip. It's called IVV2. It's very scary. Hopefully I don't fall.
There are many different ways to do this skip as well. So it has different levels of difficulty, but but even so, it's still quite difficult. It made it look really easy, but normally the easy way to do that, quote unquote, is by doing weapon swap glitch. Oh my goodness.
I'm fine. Don't worry. You're gonna scare me.
Sorry. But yeah, right now we are getting weapon swap glitch to get higher up on the tree, and then we are gonna...
God, that was so scary.
Yeah.
Just go, please.
Yeah.
I am absolutely terrified.
So something in this part, you
I'm
don't
just gonna
wanna
wait.
stay higher up, because you can slide off as well.
Good.
There you go, you got the trigger.
That's the scariest one out of the way. Hopefully
Yeah.
nothing bad happens next.
You're gonna be fine. So that's IVV2. This level is pretty long normally. There's a lot of like different passage that you gotta go through. There are some mini boss fights as well. But with the skip, we skip all of that. And
Yeah,
now
we skip a lot
for-
of slow combat basically.
Yeah. And also just the way the map is makes it really difficult for movement because there are a lot of roots and vines all around it. So it's really good that we can skip that. So more teleports as per usual. This is the sort of vines that I was talking about.
Yeah, the teleport's more so to have in toner for getting those vines done. I did not mean to come over here.
Oh.
You know what? Sure, whatever.
You know, it works pretty well.
I really hope I got it. I did. Good.
You got it. Let's go.
It's really hard to see Zero when she's in boxes like that. It's also really hard to just do
Yeah.
weapon swap glitch when you can't see Zero.
Yeah, so there's a mission queue for it when she raises her hand.
I'm just gonna take this a little slow.
So right now we are just getting out of bounds again and skipping a section where we have to save Mikhail because he is trapped on vines, hence why this skip is called IBB2. Sorry, Mikhail B2. Right there we actually need to grab a trigger. Don't spam, just in case.
I won't, don't worry. You can crash if you spam in toner here.
Yeah, you wanna intoner after the cutscene is done because otherwise it will probably crash your game. Alo had to wait a little in there, so he could wait for the spirits to finish their iframe. So he could be in a good position to kill both of them at once with one attack.
Yeah, that shows you how long the iframes are.
Something good about this game is that enemy spawns and everything it's usually fixed except movement, the movement they have. But you know where they are gonna spawn, when are they gonna spawn and stuff like that, so you can prepare in advance.
No, let's go.
So there's little RNG throughout the run.
So that's the rest of the skips. There are no more skips that you can fall. So I am safe. I won't fall.
Yeah. You will fall, see?
I was very scared of falling. I'm not going to lie. Like throughout the entire run, I just don't want to fall because it sucks. But
Yeah, it's very scary too because whenever you fall, Zero falls really quick.
Oh yeah.
So you wanna quit the level right away. You don't want anything bad to happen. There will be some skips left, but they are all pretty safe.
I'm just gonna do the intoner thing.
Yeah, it's so much better. So wolves are one of the annoying enemies of the game because they have a lot of movement and they also have a lot of iframes if they get to
just
go
go.
underground.
Okay, good. The most important thing was keeping intoner there so that I can intoner again because there's another teleport here.
No, I'm sorry. This is such a pain in the ass.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
you got that good one. I think it was because of the jump. But
Maybe.
yeah, there is more combat in here, so you can actually finish this fight before. You can't finish this fight before the first dialogue pops up because it's triggered to do it when the second Cerberus it's with half its HP. So we cannot do a dialogue skip in this fight, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But otherwise it will be possible.
Yeah, we really
there's
just shred through
technically-
things in New Game Plus.
Yeah, there's technically a skip in here as well. You wanna position yourself in a very specific point and jump heavy with Zero, and she will fly off, like she will go really high, which gives us enough height to go through the portal.
Please.
As far as we tested, it doesn't seem to be faster in New Game Plus because of our high damage, but I'm pretty sure it will be faster for New Game if you do it first try.
Yeah, it's just that it's really jank.
What is this, a fucking petting zoo? I don't have time for this.
What do I do? Sure.
But yeah, this is Spear Dashing. Spear Dashing is technically the fastest movement in the game, but due to how stiff it is, it's not recommended to use because it won't let you take good lines and other sort of stuff, and whenever you want to change to a different position, Zero will stop for like a second to reposition herself, and it will end up taking more time even if it is faster. How much to make Ala run New Game?
It's probably gonna happen. Alice is gonna force me to do it.
So, even if New Game cannot do the Chapter 1 skips, there's a category called New Game DLC where you can have weapons equipped that will allow you to do the normal skips. Yeah, one's not too hello.
I don't know about that one.
I'm sorry, Mash. I tried.
Alright, so we have Octa in our party now, which means we have Chakram in the story. We already had Chakram, but now we actually have to use it. First use is like right here. This level we use it all over the place. It's actually very useful in this level.
Yeah, like this level in itself, it's made to force you into using Chakram.
It's the
So-
Chakram level, quite literally.
This is the level where we are gonna be doing the dialogue skip that will say more than a minute and a half. Basically, it's called Octa's dialogue skip, where Octa will talk for a very long time and we don't want to hear him. So instead, we wait behind the door a few seconds until a specific dialogue starts, and then we cross the door. This happens because the dialogues in the game are kind of like a pack. So if you go through a loading or a door during that pack of dialogue, it will skip the entire pack later on. So you wanna do that to avoid it from starting, and the game will go to the next pack that's waiting for to happen, and that's why it's how we can avoid it.
Yeah. Typical dialogue behavior. Behaving like it's like, oh yeah, this chunk goes with this chunk. It's like if we kind of like mush them together, then it does things.
Yeah, it's kinda. I think it's kinda similar to how it's for Portal runs. It's just to like compare it. But yeah, here's where we are waiting. We want to wait for Tito to say "sounds like your soulmate," and once he's done with that, we can cross.
No.
But yeah, right now the skills are in
Please.
a fixed position and they open on a specific way. Basically, these skills are separate in two different groups, even if it doesn't look like that right now. So when you destroy one of those skills, the next one will spawn again and open up. So you wanna do them on a specific order, so you can do it the fastest you can. This is where we'll wait if dialogue skip was not done.
Yeah, you have to wait forever. Like, actually forever.
Yeah, but we got it, so we just have to wait a second in here. Because I'm sorry, I think my cat is going through tonight, so I'm sorry about that.
He's
I
cute.
just noticed.
He just wants to be part of the show. So next level is the level with the dolls. So this is with fog skip, fogger skip, whatever you want to call it. And doll skip. If I fuck up, if I mess up. Foggers.
Yeah, so the thing about this, this level, we have Fogscape that we go out of bounds to avoid the mist, the fog, which doesn't let us to see. We still won't be able to see, but whenever you go inside the fog, the game will teleport you back because it wants you to go on a specific path. So you follow the dolls that it shows. When you do it normally, the dolls will point the right direction and you gotta follow it. The thing is, that path is always there, so that's when doll skip comes into play. You can just go and avoid doing all the enemies kills that they are required for you to move the dolls around. Or again, you can do Fogscape and avoid all sort of triggers and just go straight to the path out of bounds. You can't see it, so there are a couple visual cues that you can use by looking at the minimap, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Minimap in this game is really useful for the out of bounds.
Oh yeah, it's unlike a certain other game, Automata. It's pretty accurate. But yeah, like we use the minimap a lot, especially there because it's a white screen basically. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're on to the 3 boss fight level. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Looking at that dummy.
So, as I was saying earlier, Mikhail doesn't get the benefits of the red outfit, but since we play as Zero first and then we will play as Mikhail, then Zero will transfer all that internal into him. And right now, all this is shmup. This is probably the most RNG the run has, because there will be a couple other things as well. Like there's a cutscene that sometimes you can skip and sometimes you can't.
It's really weird.
15 seconds. Yeah, we try a lot of things, but we're still not sure. It probably has to do with something to do with loadings, but as far as it goes, it's like the biggest RNG the round has, because everything else is fixed. the position of the soldiers right now. It's also RNG. But yeah, we will be using buffs for the first time in the run as well. So I'm gonna talk a little about them.
Second time, actually. Remember I used it on double Gigas?
Don't play.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We'll be using a defense buff, though, which is the first time.
Yeah. So, strength buff is, as its name says, just buffs your strength and Mikhail's. So there's nothing else to that, but defense buff is the most important one in the game because it gives you immunity towards crowd control. So knockdowns and stuff like that, you won't suffer of them, so you can just attack while staying still or something and nothing will interrupt you. And that's what we are gonna do against the final boss of this chapter, because since it's gonna be an armored enemy, we wanna use one of Mikhail's attacks.
This is the cutscene, by the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can skip it, and sometimes you just can't.
Yeah, it's really weird. So, what we want to do is use defense buff and fire breath. This enemy will do this laser and then it will be like in a knockdown state where we want to attack him and then keep going. And by the end we want to encounter once he is weak again and finish the fight in there. Normally what we want to do is you will attack him a second time while he is weak and follow his head, that the doll head will be like moving around and just attacking that until the fight ends. But in New Game Plus, thanks to the way of Mikhail's damage works and just the defense that we have, we can just avoid all that. And it usually causes a funny visual glitch.
Which we didn't get. I was
Smile.
gonna say something about that.
Yeah.
It can cover like half of your screen and you can't see. And it can last
can
for like
cover
this
it.
entire chapter. Fortunately, we do not have it. It's like an artifact from intonering on that boss fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super annoying and I'm very glad that I didn't get it.
Yeah, it just happens. There are like a lot of effects in there that there are a lot of effects that happen in there. So what Ala is doing right now is getting out of bounds and then getting the trigger for the fight. And you wanna end this fight before the dialogue ends, and you can go past the door and save some little time with basically like you can go past the door. Yeah, like that.
Save that little bit of time. That's like the main reason why we do that. So you could just go past the
Yeah.
door.
It's a very little time save, but it is a time save.
Excuse me.
They are not doing a really good job. But yeah, more enemies. There is a skip on New Game in this part that we don't do it on New Game Plus because we have too much HP and defense, so it ends up being slower because it's a death warp. So what we do in
I think I was
New
too
Game,
fast actually. And I lost time.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think I
Um.
think that's one of the places where you actually have to wait for dialogue, and I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh.
Good to know.
Good to know. Yeah, I didn't notice that. But yeah, so in new game you can do something similar as before. You go out of bounds and grab a checkpoint, and then you let yourself get killed by the enemies, and you will respawn on that one checkpoint right there. You can skip the fights and everything. But again, unfortunately, we have a lot of HP, so it won't be fast for New Game Plus.
Yeah. And also we can just go through the room faster as it is.
So, since it's a little more noticeable now, indirect combat is all about doing heavies and dashes constantly to cancel the animations, and that way we can do constant damage without worrying too much.
That might be the last out of bounds, actually. Is it? I don't quite remember. Hello? Oh. Oh, the cat. Oh no. The kitty is invading. Alright, so, this level here actually has, quite a bit of stuff. It has a lot of variety, and it's one of the reasons why I like it. Even though there are some slow bits in it. But yeah, there's actually a really big teleport at the end. So there's a movement with the camera here, right at the start. There's cool movement again, as well, right there. Please turn. And there's lots of combat. Especially the fight at the end is one of my favorite combat sections in the game. So I got it. You want to end at the other side, or the side closest to the door. Because you want to go that way anyway, and it's faster.
Not this platform shit again.
This will require
But yeah, something interesting about the skeletons that I wasn't able to say before. So, the skeletons in this game have like a 2 lives sort of thing, so it will look like they died, but in reality they didn't, and they will revive constantly until you actually kill them. So you gotta keep hitting them when they are dead. And the best way to know that they are actually dead quickly is by looking at the experience that they drop. So if they didn't actually die, it will be 1 XP. But if you get anything that's not 1 XP, it means that they got killed. And that was a really good movement right there.
I hit the wall though. If you hit a wall while doing that, you lose almost all of your speed. I still made it over the shields, which is good enough. But the goal is to get to the very end, if you can. Another small, cool movement right there. That's a cutscene that I can skip.
Yeah, normally in practice we cannot skip that cutscene for some reason, which will change the way the platforms move. But yeah.
Alright, this fight. This is the fight I was talking about. This fight's super fun. You do it right. I mean, when you do it bad, it's still fun, but... This part right here, you actually have to wait when you kill those guys. But if you don't wait here, they can go into that area, like over there, and you cannot hit them. Because you can see there's a wall there. So you have to be patient. But yeah. That teleport that I actually just did, right before the fight or whatever, that's the one teleport that kind of sparked finding many of the major teleports. Because it made us figure out partially what was wrong with teleporting because of the lock-on bug that we discussed earlier in the run. And this level right here that I'm doing. Because I was going to practice this level, and it worked in runs, but it never worked in practice. It was too far away for some reason. Like, I can just lock on and teleport all the way over to that wolf right there. But you are not able to do that if you don't have the lock-on thing.
Yeah, lock-on fix is extremely useful, just in general, but when you are doing the desert teleports, they are a must, otherwise you won't be able to do them. Because again, the game just forces you to just select things around 0, so it will ignore any enemy that's further away. But that doesn't happen with lock-on fix because you kinda just unlock 0's potential if you wanna look at it that way.
So, one thing about spear dashing is the faster you do it, the faster you go. There is a limit on how fast you can... No.
Ooh.
There is a limit on how fast you can, it basically, it caps off at a certain point. Like, so, faster... The fastest thing possible isn't faster than a certain speed anyway. Oh my goodness, that was very fast. But yeah, so... Mash, basically.
Yeah, it's very tiring, and one of the reasons we found, Ella and I found the latest 2 teleport is because we were like, I don't want to spear dash in here anymore, this level is too big, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So we started looking around for teleports that we could do, and that's how we found those 2 teleports that we just did.
0, please go to the right.
Yeah, this is what I mean, that she is very stiff while doing spear dashing.
Oh, I keep forgetting. It's okay. Now that my hands... Well, it's not even my hands, it's my arms. My arms are very tired from spear dashing.
Yeah.
And that's the... We used to have to do way more.
Yeah, before, like, dashing, we also have to do speed dashing, like, everywhere. But luckily that's not the case anymore, because, like, dashing is just so much better in every aspect that's, like, really not needed. And since we have to encounter mode to get it as well, it's usually just not convenient to just go for it.
Yeah, it's very scenario specific now, rather than like the de facto movement that you want to do. Which is a good thing, because of all the negative things that we've said about it, even though it is fast.
Sorry to interrupt, but is now a good time for a donation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's actually a perfect time.
Yeah.
Alright, we have a $20 donation from Dark Shocks saying a little bit later, also good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the donation. But yeah, right now, there's a specific order we wanna follow when doing this map, just to make it easier, more optimized. Oh,
There's another guy that I missed too. Whatever. I'm gonna lose a bunch of time here, but that's fine.
yeah, like, it's really not that
Excuse me.
much of a time loss,
Why aren't they moving?
unlike other parts. Yeah, they are like not moving.
That was
They didn't want to
so
move
slow.
today.
Whatever. That's fine. Oh, fun fact. If you pause like too early there, it takes forever to let you fully pause. Like it's just in slow motion basically.
So, what's going on in this fight right now? We want a defense so we can just fly freely without getting any sort of stun because they are two enemies. So what we wanna do is hit one of them 4 times and then go to the next one and basically break their armors together. So you can attack them together.
Not quite what's happening
because-
right now. Oh my goodness.
There you
Mikhail, please. Oh my god. Excuse me.
What? That was hitting.
Okay.
Okay, that was weird.
There we go. Basically, all I wanted to happen, because they will actually like go back, like they'll reform and have their armor back, and we really don't want that, especially if one of them is killed, because it's very obnoxious because sometimes your hits just don't work. But luckily I got it, so that's good.
Yeah, they will get like some power up. Your buff will probably run out as well. So you wanna be done with that fight while they are both in the small state together. But yeah, that was another sister, and now to the last chapter of the run. This is the shmup where it's gonna be important to shoot manually and not using the auto lock-on for Mikhail,
Yeah.
because we will need that internal move for later on. Otherwise, you won't have it on time, and that fight can be really annoying without it because you need to hit the enemy on a very specific point, and that is kind of difficult because of the way the real level works.
Yeah. It's aiming with Mikhail can be a pain sometimes. Usually it's fine though.
Yeah, usually it's nothing you gotta worry about because again, most of the things are like fixed or controlled, so you know what to do, you know where to aim, so you don't really need to aim that much as it is. But for this specific fight, the enemy moves all around, except for the very first part, where it's the part where we can get the most damage out. And that's it.
There we go.
That was pretty fast.
Yeah, that was
actually.
pretty fast. I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Normally, if you don't do this, Gabriel and Mikhail will do like fly around the buildings and like move the camera, and you won't be able to hit Gabriel for a while.
Yeah, it's very important that you kill Gabriel like before you make that turn, basically, because it's really slow.
Yeah. So something good about New Game Plus is you can't really die on New Game Plus. Like everything does very little damage
Yeah, pretty
in this
much.
category, and we will be using buffs. In fact, something we will be using later on is getting hit on purpose, because one way to gain in turret mode as well is by getting hit. So we will be using that constant damage that we can get by getting close to an enemy by refilling, for refilling our internal mode. And that way we can be done with the fight way faster than if we didn't use that.
I'm actually zooming. Like, I don't have a
Yeah,
timer up,
pretty
but
fast.
I'm going fast. I feel it. I feel the
Yeah, you're going
speed.
really fast.
So this level actually almost has a skip. Like, almost. Please go to the left. But, like,
So
not quite. Please go.
the thing with this level is that we have like an idea, like some sort of sketch for to skip. It will be possible, but we don't have a real way to get high up enough. So we can't really do it. We are almost there. But yeah.
Oh,
Sorry to
nice.
interrupt again, but would now be another good time for a donation?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
We have a $30 donation from Kuno's roommate. He said if I don't donate that he would beat me up.
Oh, man.
Kun is a bully. I suspected it all along.
Go take out that.
Oh, how many hours?
How
It's gotta
many
be at
hours?
least like 100.
Yeah, we
Like, it
spent-
has to be.
Yeah, like we spent entire nights just in here in BC trying to get something. Something I tried in that part, you get like there are enemies hitting you with the cannons, and you can like get hit by them and jumping and then recovering in the air with a jump. And I tried to change these cannons, and it was kinda working, but it was very RNG, and it wasn't that fast either. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that we actually came up with was, there's a very, very small, like, seam that, like, you can jump up very slowly, and you can actually make it on top of the wall. But you can't make it to the end trigger, unfortunately, so it doesn't matter. Because the area doesn't load. Oh, important thing right here.
Oh,
You can skip that. That's the only door you can skip.
best
Every other door you've had to
thing.
sit through for like 10 seconds.
But yeah, that's it for this level. I know there's another level with a possible skip, but the walls are so tall. They are just
They're insanely high. Like, it's
They're-
ridiculous.
like, why? It's yeah. So we can't really get that high, unfortunately. And as I said earlier on the run, the game doesn't really has clips. You can't clip through walls. This is not like Automata. So
Jeez.
all of our skips are based of us jumping higher than the bounds of the game.
No.
So
I'm not doing very well.
yeah, we
whatever.
could skip this imp fight if we could find a way to cross this room.
Yeah.
Because the trigger is not needed. So we could do it, but at the moment at least we don't have a clip or anything that could help us go through the walls.
I didn't do this right. Please, I hope I make it. No,
Oh,
I'm not gonna make it. I told you.
Oh, damn.
Oh, let's go!
Right. So something about the rules. Well, you can't like the game won't let you hack the zeros state or normal state if you are in players. So that's why sometimes we jump while on it when we have really little internal left, because that way we can avoid it from taking us out and have like that little extra internal that we can take, because we can use heavy attack in the air as well, so you wanna take as much as you can. And this is the last verse. We are gonna go through some rooms, killing enemies, and then we will find the final boss.
You'll see me, because of these rooms being like a spiral shape, or these hallways or whatever, you'll see me, really cramming my, camera into the wall or whatever. Can I, go over here?
So, killing these archers inside the shield armor thing is really important, because the way the game works, usually archers and lancers are spawn triggers.
Oh, I got a trophy.
So,
That's actually really annoying because it popped up right in front of the encounter gauge.
so something about the triggers is that you don't want to kill enemies that are that spawn triggers at the very last, because the enemy will take like a second or two to spawn afterwards. So you want to focus on them first and then killing the rest of the enemies, so that way you can use the most out of your entire mode.
Guess I'm facing this one. Sure. This is actually nicer than what I normally do.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
Oh my god. So many.
That's a platinum run. Oh, that does take a while.
You usually have to wait for the dialogue here anyway, because you go really fast. Thank you. Try to keep my hair nice. I have to do like a very weird grip to keep the camera going the direction I want to go. Like I'm using my left hand on the right stick. Just to put it into perspective. Please go. That's not quite what I wanted, but it works. But yeah, I'm like,
But yeah, that
I'm like
was-
doing this or whatever. Because you don't have to hold forward while you're light dashing or whatever, technically. But most of the time you want to anyway. Oh my goodness, what happened to me?
Oh, I've never seen that there. I think you went just like the camera collision pushed you up the like the very like the step on the wall.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're good.
So yeah, this is a fight where we want to get hit, so we are gonna buff right away and just stay in where we are. We don't wanna move because we are trying to control Gabriel's movement. He will jump back to the left, and that way we can control the positions where he's gonna be, and then he's gonna go more to the left corner, where we can attack him more. Yeah, exactly like that. So we kind of try to control the AI of the enemy with our own movements, since they are based off of that.
I'm
it's
just coming
very
up, by the way.
consistent.
You killed your own flesh and blood, and then
Right when the black bars fade in.
you think you can save the world.
And... time.
Time, yeah.
Open your mouth yet.
Oh, I think that might be a PB.
It is. I'm pretty sure.
Is it really?
GG.
Oh my god.
Good to see the tradition, sir.
Your time, even though it's still climbing, was about a 1:23:52, if I saw correctly when you called it.
Okay, I think I have a 43, I don't remember.
You have 45.
45?
I don't know. It might be. It might be.
Either way, it was a very good run. Oh my god,
It was
camera,
very
please.
good, yeah.
Yes, it was pretty great watching it. And if people want to find you guys, where can they find you?
Do you want to go first, Alice?
Yeah, sure. So my socials are all the same. It will be Internal Alice. I like to speak around Drakengard 3 and Nier Automata a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a aloyark, as you can clearly see. But I'm a aloyark with 2 Ks because 1 K was taken. That's my Twitch, my Twitter. But yeah, you can go follow me there if you wanna watch me stream once every like month.
Yeah.
No, it's more than that sometimes. But yeah.
If you are you gonna say it?
Yeah. If you want to
Okay.
speedrun this game, or any of the other Drakengard games, so like Dod 1, Dod 2, MASH would love to help you with Dod 2.
I'm sure they will.
But yeah, this game, Nier Automata and Nier Replicant or Gestalt, we have both of them there. You can learn all about that in our server sponsored by Drakengard.com. You can see MASH put it in there as well. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Very nice, and thank you both for this wonderful run. Stick around, everyone, because next we have a trilobite randomizer of
Oh.
the 7th guest, the 11th hour, and Clan Destiny by Darkshocks. And of course, there is an incentive running for the 11th hour still, so you can possibly change the outcome of which ending they have to go for in the 11th hour.
Let's go.
I just want
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us again.
all of them.
No problem.
You think after all
It's
this,
great having you here.
I intended to survive?
That we got in. First off, thank you to Thar